Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about how to turn your small business into your full-time income. Today we're going to be talking about how to budget for a new collection, and this is something that I wish somebody taught me when I was first starting my business. It truly is a full production. You have to put into account your photo shoot prices, your marketing budget, and your cost per product, depending on how much inventory you've actually ordered. So I've put together a sheet for you and we're going to dive right in so I can show you exactly how to calculate all of this. I'm going to explain the sheet and how to use it. This sheet is amazing and I'm very excited to be able to offer it to you guys for free through the link in my description box. It has all of the formulas already put in, so all you need to do is just plug in the numbers that have to do with your personal order and the sheet is going to do all the calculations for you. So I'm super excited about this sheet. I'm very proud of it and I use it for my own personal brand. Now, it's important to calculate these costs because you don't want to run your business to the ground. So yes, you want to have a good budget for marketing and a good budget for your monthly expenses and your product cost as well, but you still want to profit at the end of it. That's the whole point. So with this sheet, you're going to be able to see clearly what your budget should be, how much profit you're going to get out of it, and how to set your goals for each month so you know how many units you should be selling every single month. So I'm going to share my screen right now with you guys so we can go through this sheet together. All right, so I'm sharing my screen and this is the budgeting sheet that I've put together. So I do want to give out a few disclaimers. These are kind of like instructions on how to use this sheet. So again, I'm going to have a link in the description below so that you guys can access this sheet. All you're gonna do is put in your email and then I'm gonna send you an email with the link to be able to access this. Once you click on the link, you're not gonna be able to edit this sheet. What you're gonna do is go to File and make a copy. So once you make a copy, that's when you'll be able to edit and plug in the numbers and do whatever you want. So do not request access to the sheet. All you need to do is click File and make a copy. Okay, so we're gonna go through each and every one of these columns together. So first we're gonna go with product expenses. So I'm gonna go through these with you. I do have a template right here, which kind of gives you a guideline of which expenses you need to put in and which are for other areas. So as you can see over here, I have the unit price. So that's the price of the product that you're purchasing at from your supplier. So let's say your unit price is $3. And then I have two packaging options, packaging number 1 and number 2, meaning for me, for example, I have my pouches that I put my sunglasses in, and then I have the other type of packaging, which is the box and the insert and everything like that. That's why I have two packaging options. Obviously, you can change this and you can tailor it to your own brand and to whatever you need to put in these expenses, whatever goes in your product expenses. Before I go on explaining the rest of this, I did want to thank today's sponsor, which is MAYPLE. Thank you so much, MAYPLE, for sponsoring today's video. MAYPLE is amazing if you have your own business, whether it's Amazon FBA or Shopify. They have vetted certain marketeers to help you out with your business, and they've gone through a whole process where these marketeers are tested so that you know when you're choosing a marketeer from their website that they are high quality, they're great, they're a really good fit for your business. So MAYPLE has around 600 or more experts that are very heavily vetted, as I told you, and they also have a really great matching process where they put into account your budget, your demographic, your branding, so that they can choose somebody that really fits your brand and that can help you out with your own brand image and with your demographics and just somebody that understands you. So I find that as an amazing feature because often when you're searching online for freelancers, it can be very hard to find somebody that really fits your brand. And you would even want some professional support in trying to find somebody very professional, somebody that's proven, somebody that's really good and that fits your brand guidelines. So I love that MAYPLE do this matching process so that they take that off of your plate and they give you somebody that is great and a great fit for your brand. Another point is MAYPLE is not a match and go type of platform. So it's not like they're going to recommend somebody or a freelancer for you and then that's it, you're on your own and good luck. No, they actually follow up with the process because it's to their benefit for you to get the best experience and for the freelancer to get the best experience, and they want you to have really great results. So they don't just match and go. No, they actually follow up and they are with you until the end so that you're getting the best results. So MAYPLE can help with quite a few things. They do have services for paid advertising, for conversion rate optimization. They have email marketing, influencer marketing, social media strategy, and even marketing strategy. So the reason why I mention this now is because when you are are launching a new collection, all of these things are essential. Influencer marketing, email marketing, creating a social media strategy, this is all very important and essential to your collection's success. So it's great to have a company like MAYPLE helping you out with this and matching you with really good freelancers so that you're able to have a successful launch. Keep in mind that MAYPLE has worked with really big brands like, for example, Dior, Chevrolet, L'Oreal, Microsoft, Amazon, and more. You know, they've been really tried and trusted with all of these big brands, and I love MAYPLE so much. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the budgeting sheet. Then you have your shipping to warehouse. Shipping to warehouse is to whether it's a fulfillment warehouse that you're dealing with to get your Shopify orders out, or to the Amazon warehouse. So this is the charge per unit of your products going from your supplier to the warehouse that you're gonna be shipping from to your customers. Over here, I put $3 per unit. Let's say, for example, yours is $2, you're gonna put it right here. And then the delivery charge is the highest possible delivery charge that you're going to pay to ship to your customers. So let's say if you're only shipping within the US, then this should be pretty easy. But for me, I'm shipping internationally. So I need to calculate what is my most expensive possible cost that I will pay to get my sunglasses from my warehouse to my customer. So my most expensive charge would be if one of my customers is ordering from the US because my warehouse is in the UAE. So let's say, for example, that is $10, but if somebody was to order in the UAE, it would cost me only $2. I'm going to put in here $10, not $2, because you want to put in the worst possible case scenario. And then if you are paying less for other locations, then you just collect that extra profit. You're going to put in here your delivery charge. So that's not what you're charging your customer, that's what you're paying to get your product from the warehouse to the customer. And then over here, this is yellow. So as I said, and I've explained this, the yellow, do not touch it, don't mess with it. It's going to auto-populate. So let's say if I change, for example, the packaging cost here to being $4, this is going to change the total per unit. So the total per unit is calculating all of these charges together. That's how much it's costing you to get your product from A to Z, fully, everything included. So we call this the landed, and I mean, I don't know if this is a general business term, but I call it the landed and shipped to your customer price. So it's all inclusive. This is how much it's costing you. Then we're gonna move on to total number of units ordered. This is how many units you're ordering from your supplier. And this is very important. So let's say you're ordering 500 units. You're not gonna be selling 500 units because you're gonna have to account for a percentage for loss and returns. Now, I put this percentage as 10%. It does depend on the industry, but I would say just account for 10%. And then the more your business grows, the more you actually know what that percentage really is for your own business. But I just put a benchmark, which is around 10%. So loss and returns are things that could be damaged during the shipping process, whether it's shipping from your supplier to the warehouse or from the warehouse to your customer. Things can get damaged, and that's normal. It's just a part of the business. Or returns, let's say a pair of sunglasses in my case gets to a customer and they don't like it, they send it back and it's not in a position where I can resell it, then that's a loss as well. So we're going to account 10% for that. And we're also going to account a number of units for PR. This is very important. I really like to stress on this. You need to gift your product to influencers to get the word out there that this product exists, and so that people see it and they start wanting it. So you need to allocate a number of units for PR. If you don't do this, it's going to be very hard to sell through your inventory that you've ordered. You're going to allocate depending on your inventory that you've ordered. Let's say, for example, 100 units, 50 units. I think 50 units is good, 50 to 100, but again, it depends on you and how much you're willing to spend on that. So right here, let's say I chose 50 units. You're gonna see right next to it, it says PR dollar budget. That means if I give away 50 of these units, this is how much it's costing me. It's costing me $631 because each unit is $12. So if I'm giving away 12 times 50 units, then it's $631. So you know that 631 is your cost for PR. That's your PR dollar budget. We're gonna have here units left to sell. So the units left to sell, again, this auto-populates. You do not need to calculate this yourself. It's gonna let you know. So once you've given away 50 for PR and you have 50 you're accounting for them for loss and returns, you're gonna have left 400 units. So these 400 units is what we're basing all of these calculations on. We're not gonna base it off of the 500 because you're not actually selling the 500. So we're gonna base it off of the 400 that you have to sell. You're gonna set for yourself the marketing budget. This is something that you have to decide on. Let's say if you want your selling price to be $97, let's say we can put here $60. If you want your selling price to be $60 and your cost, your total per unit is $12. So how much now can you allocate for marketing? Let's say if you put $20, it's going to auto-populate right here your profit per unit. So your profit per unit is minus your marketing and minus your cost per unit. This is how much you have left as profits for you to keep in your own pocket. So if you're selling your product at $60 and your price is $12 and you've set a marketing budget for $20, it's telling you now that you have $27 left to bring back and put in your pocket as profit. And then moving down right here, it says total marketing budget. So total marketing budget is, we've set a budget of $20 per unit and you have 400 units to sell. So 20 times 400 is 8,000. So you have a total for the 400 units, $8,000 to spend on marketing. And you have total marketing budget per unit, which we've said is $20. And then these we're gonna come back to later. This is your current marketing spend and your current marketing spend that's left for you. So current marketing spend is what you're spending at the moment per unit, and what you have left is the space that you have left in your budget to invest more into marketing. So hopefully this section right here is clear for you guys. Again, if you want to come back to these terms and you're not too sure, you do have a glossary down here that explains everything that auto-populates so that you know exactly how these numbers are coming about. Moving on to the second column, we have the one-time expenses. This right here is going to change as you restock your product. You're not going to have these one-time expenses with every single launch. Let's say you're launching a new collection and you're calling it the basics. The basics does really well and you've done the photo shoot for it, you've done the email marketing and everything like that, all the PR for it and all of this. You've created a lot of demand for it. Now you need to restock. So when you restock the basics collection, you're going to create a new tab, and this time you're probably not gonna have all of these one-time expenses. So your profits for the basics restock is actually gonna be a lot higher than it was the first time around. So for the one-time expenses, again, I've put in a template right here for you so that you know what would be considered a one-time expense, but you can definitely feel free to change these around depending on your own business. So I have here email marketing. Let's say you've hired somebody to create some flows for you, some email marketing campaigns to promote this certain collection, a photographer for your photo shoot, a studio that you're renting out for your photo shoot, a videographer to create a really cool video for your product, hiring models, hiring a makeup artist, web optimizer or a coder to maybe create some custom cool features on your website so that when you launch the collection, people go on your website, they're intrigued to purchase. A product photography editor or product photographer. So this person is going to help you out with your product photography, which is very important, especially if you're doing this for an Amazon FBA product. Product photography is the most important part to invest in. Now we're going to go through the rest of the one-time expenses column. Here are dollar amount. We've already gone through this, and then now you have the total one-time marketing expenses. So what this total one-time marketing expenses is, it's combining all of these expenses that you've put together and letting you know exactly how much your total dollar amount is for the one-time marketing expenses. You have here the one-time marketing monthly breakdown. So these expenses are one time, but that doesn't mean that you need to calculate it all in 1 month, because it's not necessarily true that you're going to be selling all of your 400 units in just 1 month. That is why I have over here the number of months it will take to sell inventory. So this is on you to predict. How long do you think it's going to take you to go through this inventory? And I know at the beginning it's gonna be very hard to tell. That's okay. You just want a prediction. Let's say you say it's gonna take you 3 months to sell this inventory, so you're gonna change this number to 3. Instantly, you're gonna see that a lot of the numbers over here changed. So if you're selling this inventory in 3 months, that means this budget right here, the one-time expenses, let's split it up into 3 months because that's how long it's taking you to sell through this inventory. If you're spending $1,700 on your one-time marketing expenses, then if we're breaking it down into 3 months, then that's $577 that you're spending every month to sell this collection. Every month for 3 months. So until you sell out of this inventory that you are marketing. And then over here, you have the marketing budget per month. So it's important to pay attention to these keywords. Budget means that's the amount that you've budgeted for, the amount that you have to spend. So your budget is $2,667, but what you're actually spending for the one time is $577. Again, all of this is in the yellow, so you don't have to do these calculations yourself. All you need to do is plug in the numbers and it's gonna let you know this is your monthly breakdown, this is your marketing budget per month, and over here, your units to sell per month. And this for me is amazing. These two right here are super important. Units to sell and profit goal, because this gives you an idea of how many units you have to sell per month and what your profit is going to be per month if you sell these units and if you reach your goal. So this is really to motivate you, because it's very important to have a goal and have a number that you're trying to reach at the end of the month. If you don't have a goal, then you're not gonna know exactly what you're working towards, and it's gonna be hard to scale your business. So this is very important so that you actually have a number goal to try to get to, and so that you can measure how well you did that month. So right here, if you have 400 units and you're trying to sell these 400 units over the span of 3 months, that means every month you need to sell 133 units. So this breaks it down for you and makes it easier to know how many units you need to sell. Again, this is in the yellow, so you do not need to do this yourself. It's going to auto-populate for you. And your profit goal per month is, if you sold these 133 units, this is how much money you're going to make and be able to bring back into your pocket, which is $3,600, which is amazing. So this is also great because it's very motivational for you to see how much money you're actually going to be bringing back in if you do reach your goal. So it pushes you to market harder and be able to sell harder because you want to reach this number. Then we're going to move on to the last column, which is the monthly expenses. These monthly expenses have to do with running your business. So over here, I put 2 examples, which is Shopify and the Amazon monthly fees. So Shopify usually is around $30 and Amazon is basically the same thing. And I've left 9 slots for you to put in your own expenses. So other expenses could look like, for example, if you hired a VA and you're paying for that every month, softwares that you're using, if you're using, for example, Klaviyo or MailChimp, any apps that you're using, everything that you agree to pay every month that has to do with your business, please put that in here. So this section is super important because you're not just spending the marketing over here in the one-time expenses, you're also spending it right here in your, let's say for example, your paid advertising. So your budget for Facebook ads that you're spending every month. So all of these expenses are very important to account for as well. And it's gonna now in the yellow as well, auto-populate your total monthly recurring. So that is the total of all of these numbers that you've put in here. This is how much you're spending every single month, and it's recurring every single month. And total monthly for campaign. This is also very important, and this calculates based on the number of months it will take to sell inventory. So this is super important because if you are just putting into account the $800, that's not realistic because it's actually taking you 3 months to sell through this inventory. So you cannot account for only 1 month. You need to account for the 3 months. So that's what this section does right here. It accounts for the number of months. So let's say, for example, if I put in 2 right here, this is going to change. So this is your total monthly for this campaign, for this collection. It's $1,650. Again, this is not a monthly budgeting sheet. This is a sheet for you to use every time you launch a new collection, every time you launch a new product. And if, for example, you are selling clothing and your collection has, different products at different price points, so you're going to create a separate tab for each of these products so that you can really calculate these expenses accurately. But I would hope that most of you are launching 1 product at a time. That's the best way to do it. So this is going to be most suitable for you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you are going to find this spreadsheet useful. Again, the link to download this is in my description box down below. And if you want to learn how to start an Amazon FBA business, don't forget I do have a course on on this, on how to start and how to scale your Amazon FBA business, and I'm gonna have that down below as well. You guys can check it out if you want to. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna see you guys soon. Bye.